Vacation is a wonderful time. We ideally get to forget all about work. Emails and meetings are in the past now, and we relax, catch up on our reading, meeting with our friends, spending more quality time with our family, sleeping in, you name it. The more amazing this time is, the more difficult it becomes for us to go back to our responsible life, be it school or work, but I'm going to refer mostly to work. This is a short video with things that we can do to make this, at least yearly, transition easier and painless. I have 7 tips that will help in doing this. Tip number 1. Take at least one day after your vacation before you go back to work. Go back home from your vacation at least 2 days before you have to go back to work. You can use that one day to unpack, clean around the house, for doing chores and going for groceries, but also to take some time to relax, to kind of switch your brain from vacation mode to house mode before you can switch it then to work mode. In the past, I used to drag out everything that I had to do after coming back from my vacation. My clothes would be in my luggage for at least an entire week until the weekend. The same with chores I had to do around the house. It was all so inconvenient, but I still did it for a long time. I guess it was just that I didn't want to let go of my vacation and admit that it was now over and it was time to go back to the real world. When I started changing all that, now I unpack everything the very same day I come back from vacation, put my clothes to wash, clean the house. It feels good afterwards. I get to squeeze some free time at least at night, and the feeling to have already done everything that I had to do gives me a feeling of familiarity. I'm in my house and things around me are the same as they were before I left for vacation, normal. And the next normal thing to do is to go to work the next day. Tip number 2, bring souvenirs from your vacation. I have the habit of buying at least one souvenir from every new place that I visit, no matter how famous or not that place is. Upon coming home, I set my souvenir up somewhere where I can see it. In the beginning, maybe the first week when you get back home from work, you can't help but look at the souvenir, and it immediately makes you relive the same emotions that you lived during the vacation. It's one way of making you go back to that place when you need it, and we all need it right after we come back. It is also to make us more resilient, to get going again. Knowing how much we enjoyed our last vacation puts us in a state where we think, look how much fun I had, working hard makes that possible and more enjoyable, which pushes us to go through tough and challenging moments with courage and resilience. Tip number 3, go back to work mode slowly. The very first day you go back to work, take it slowly. Start with cleaning and decluttering your workspace, then go through the emails you have received during your vacation. If there are things that you had to do before going on vacation, start working on those. Way before I left for vacation in August, I had promised to a friend and to a colleague of mine to do a couple of things, but because I was always busy, I didn't find the time to do those before I left. So the very first day I resumed my work in September, the first thing that I did, after checking my emails of course, was exactly that. And it already felt great, like I had done something big. After taking care of things that you had to do before leaving, you can plan your day or week or even month. Make it a habit to do the simple, easy things first. It will push you to doing more difficult tasks. Tip number 4, take breaks during the day. The first few days at work after vacation seem endless. Try to schedule several breaks during your day. It might not make your day seem shorter, but it will make it easier for you to make it to the end of it. During those breaks, you can talk with your colleagues and share stories of your vacation. Tip number 5, take advantage of a new perspective. Going to new places, meeting new people, having new experiences, reading a new book, they all expand our horizons and make us more open-minded. Sometimes that is all it takes to make us see one problem with completely new eyes. As Albert Einstein said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. If you have a problem that you didn't manage to solve before you left for vacation, go back to that problem with new eyes now. Chances are that, first, with some time that has passed since the last time you worked on it, and second, with new perspectives that you added to your repertoire, you bypass the pattern recognition and think about the problem in a completely different perspective. Tip number 6, don't overload yourself with activities. Some vacations are filled with activities of all kinds. Going out, spending time with friends, visiting several new places, sports. And then other vacations are more relaxed and quiet. Reading books, spending time with just your family. It could happen in both cases, but for different reasons, that you feel the need to engage in a lot of activities upon coming back. When you've had a busy vacation loaded with lots of activities, you might think that you need to keep it going. When it's a quiet vacation that you've had, you might feel the need to now meet lots of people, do lots of sports, or whatever it is. Some physical activity is good and recommended to always do, even during your vacation, even if it is infrequent and not rigorous. But overloading yourself with activities is a recipe for exhaustion. And that is the case for whether you've had a busy or a lazy vacation. In the case of the former, you might have to make time for work and other things that should be done and have nothing to do with fun activities. And in the case of the latter, you might have to ease your way into multiple and different activities. And tip number 7, start thinking about your next vacation. Don't refrain from thinking about your next vacation. Maybe even during your vacation, you come up with ideas of the next place to visit. Having something to look forward to motivates you in your day-to-day. It doesn't necessarily have to be some big plans or some very specific ones for that matter. Just an idea will do the job. The first couple of weekends, plan fun things to do. Go away for a day, go on a hike, go out for drinks with friends, anything that you consider fun and out of ordinary. Another thing that you could do is to plan something that you look forward to before you come back home from vacation. For instance, while I was on vacation, I found online a dress that I loved and I had been looking for a while. After some deliberation, I decided to buy it, and the day it was going to be delivered was the very same day I was coming back home. I was looking forward to that, which made me accept the end of my vacation with grace. A study has shown that while being on vacation, people are happier than usual. When the vacation is over, people return to baseline levels of happiness within only a few days. That is not great news, but the good news is that we can fight it. This is exactly what these 7 tips will do. Keep them in mind for your next vacation, and as always, I will see you next week.